Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat in the witness stand and state your full name for the record.
Richard Carter.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. You've come a pretty good distance today for us, and I appreciate that.
A veteran deputy takes the stand, and his testimony could help explain exactly what happened in the moments after a fatal shooting.
You are actually investigator, Carter, is that correct?
No, sir.
All right.
I'm a deputy with Lancaster County Sheriff's Office.
Deputy Carter. But your work with that department and other departments prior to that have been as an investigator or investigation of crimes?
Yes, sir.
Or potential possible crimes?
Yes, sir.
So, lawyers are supposed to be very good at asking questions. That's not always the case, as I'm sure this jury has experienced. So if there's a point where I ask a question that makes absolutely no sense to you, do not hesitate to say, could you ask me that again? Or can you ask it in a different way? I'm very content with that, okay? Because it's very important that everything that you hear from me by way of a question is understood and that your answers are very clear for their understanding, okay? Mm-hmm. Thank you, sir. And you're going to have to, I'm going to pick on you because before I start, she will grab you by the neck and say, you can't nod your head. You did say, but...
Sorry. Yes, I understand, yeah.
You got to be very careful about that because you testified before.
Yes, sir.
Probably dozens of times, so it's an easy habit to lapse into. So I'll pick on you before she gets on you. Now, you are employed at Lancaster
County Sheriff's Office.
And you drove there today, from there today.
Yes.
You got to work tonight.
Yes.
Well, I want to ask you a little bit about your law enforcement career. So prior to working in Lancaster, you call it Lancaster, I call it Lancaster, and I'm from here, not Lancaster. But where did you work before that? And just tell the jury, if you will, just give them a little quick narrative of the departments you worked in.
I'm on year 30. Prior to Lancaster, I worked for Richland County for 21 years. And prior to that, I worked at Mount Pleasant. I started my career in North Carolina, Carolina Beach PD.
I can't imagine why you left the beach, but okay. You came inland, and prior to all of those 3 stops with those departments, you went to the Criminal Justice Academy?
Yes, sir.
Got trained there. Have you worked out of state with law enforcement?
So,
and you worked with the department out of state?
I worked in North Carolina, with Carolina Beach Police Department. Okay. That's where I started.
All right, Carolina Beach, I got you. All right, sir. So you were trained at the academy, and at the academy you took courses and were trained on things like crime scene investigation?
Yes, sir.
Witness interviewing?
Yes, sir.
Things that you do when you go to a possible crime scene, the kind of a list of things to do as an officer on the scene?
Yes, sir.
And just for a moment, I want to dwell there and ask you, the things you do when you arrive at a crime scene, is there a priority or how you approach it?
Before discussing the case, the deputy outlines his 30-year law enforcement career and extensive training in crime scene investigations.
How you were trained to approach a crime scene?
Yes, sir.
All right, can you tell them about that?
As an initial responding officer, first is provide aid to the victim or injured. Then it's to secure the crime scene, preservation of the evidence, and to determine witnesses or individuals that may be present who have information regarding what occurred.
All right. And in terms of identifying witnesses, is it important to talk with the witnesses, interview them, get information from them?
Yes, sir.
And is there a preference in law enforcement and in your training about how soon you interview people to get information from them?
Yes, sir.
And what's that preference?
I mean, when you're initially on arrive on a scene. If people have information, it's important to identify who they are and what it is that they have seen or have not seen.
Is it important to do that sooner or later if you got the manpower to do it?
Sooner.
Why is that?
Because the individuals that may be there may not be there when you get to them.
Might wander off?
Correct.
Are there other reasons that make it important to interview them? First, do you interview them, you get the group of witnesses together and interview them together, or what do you do?
No, I'll interview them separately.
Why do you do that?
So their stories aren't tainted, or they don't, what's the word, influence
Somebody else?
someone else's story. You want them to be their own.
Okay. So you're going to try to separate the witnesses and talk to them as soon as you can to get their freshest recollection.
Correct.
And in the old days, before body cameras, did you have a notepad? Have to take notes?
Yes, sir, I did.
In the incident that we're going to talk about, May 28th of 2023, you didn't need a notepad, did you?
No, sir.
And that's because you were equipped with body cameras?
Yes, sir.
Or you were equipped with one, but virtually all of the officers on the scene had body cameras as far as you know?
Yes, sir.
And so, how did you come to find yourself at this scene that you're here to testify about?
Dispatch was notified of myself and the other deputies working on my shift at that time of an incident that occurred.
Okay. And that was an incident at 7441 Park Lane?
Yes, sir.
And do you recall that to be an intersection of Park Lane Road and Spring Tree Road?
Correct.
Does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
There was a gas station on the corner.
Yes, sir.
So from the time that you got the dispatch, do you recall, and this has only been 3 years, and I understand that, but do you have a recollection of how long it took you to get there?
At that time, I was on the 77 end of Decker Boulevard.
The witness explains that officers are trained to focus on three things first: helping victims, preserving evidence, and identifying witnesses.
It took me running code or blue lights and siren.
Pretty quick.
A short time to get there.
Okay. And can you describe the scene when you arrived there?
When I arrived, there was a lot of people there, and I was trying to figure out who was going on with them. There was a gentleman laying in the grass. There were people around the gentleman, and I believe fire and EMS were already on scene.
How about members of your department?
There was one other deputy that was on my shift,
Do you remember his name?
Deputy English.
Was he, you were working in his department, you all were working together, so you knew him?
Correct.
And do you recall what roughly he had accomplished by the time you got there?
Well, we both pretty much got there about the same time. He was just a little bit faster than I was. He had crime scene tape out. He was what I call securing the crime scene, or preserving what he's being told at that moment, trying to establish what was going on.
Okay. The things that you've discussed before, the priority actions by officers arriving at the crime scene, you had a number of people there, and you had a potential crime scene. What measures were taken that you recall to, as you described, preserve the crime scene or segregate it?
Once I was advised of potential evidence that was consistent with what the stories I was being told. The important thing was to make sure that piece of evidence was not removed unintentionally because it could have, its location could have easily disappeared. So we moved the cars, we put crime scene, we expanded the crime scene area.
Put tape on
Yes, with tape.
crime scene tape. And that's a perimeter or a way of roping off the area.
Yes, sir. And there was information of a bag that was thrown off. I guess it was a drain, a culvert, right there off the road. So
Let me show you. State's Exhibit 12 is this.
According to the deputy, witness interviews are conducted as quickly as possible to capture fresh memories before stories can be influenced.
Does that look familiar?
yes, sir.
Is that the black bag? Or
Yeah, that appears to be the bag.
And you were telling us where that was located. Where was that?
It was in I guess, I'm not going to say grassy, it's the growth off the side of it's where all the stormwater drains off in. And so it was kind of sitting down off of it.
So this crime scene was off of a curbed roadway.
Yes.
Spring Tree. And so there was an area without any particular vegetation and then a tree line behind that.
Correct.
Seem familiar? And before, well, this culvert that you're describing, was it a paved culvert?
I think a portion of it was. Then there was concrete. I mean, it was.
But just for the jury's benefit, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but maybe easier to just ask you, it started at the roadway level and then it went up or down?
Down.
All right. It went down to a creek?
Yes.
And did you find that, or was it pointed out to you, this bag?
It was pointed out. I can't recall where that information came from.
Do you recall how far down the culvert it was?
It wasn't that far.
5 feet, 10 feet?
10 feet?
It wasn't in the creek?
No, it wasn't a creek.
Okay. And where was Mr. Chow, this gentleman over here? You didn't know Mr. Chow at the moment you arrived? And
No, sir, I didn't.
learned who he was during
Correct.
the investigation. And you had an occasion to be involved in an interview with him, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Where was he when you arrived?
When I first
Yes,
made contact with him, he was standing on the sidewalk right above where the piece of evidence was.
and during the time you were there, did you have interaction with a young man named Andy Chow?
I did.
And did you learn he was the son of Mr. Chow?
I did.
Did you learn that he was somehow involved in the incident as a witness, or somehow involved?
I did.
And you were involved in an interview with him?
Yes.
All right. And where was he when you arrived, if you recall?
I don't recall.
All right. Well, during the interview that was conducted with your participation, and we're coming to that in one moment, where was
When he arrived, emergency responders were already present and a large crowd had gathered around an injured man lying in the grass.
Mr. Chow's son when you and another officer were talking with Mr. Chow?
He was closer to Park Lane on the sidewalk.
So he wasn't standing there listening, he
No,
wasn't
sir.
participating in that interview. And now, the interview of Mr. Chow, you only How many times did you speak to Mr. Chow in an interview setting?
The only time I interacted and spoke with Mr. Chow was when he was sitting on the sidewalk.
All right, and who began the discussion with Mr. Chow that you then walked up to and participated in?
Deputy English.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd like, and so was there a point in this interview with Investigator English that you were standing there next to him after a point of, he had started before you walked up, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And so at some point, as Mr. Chow was speaking, Investigator English went over to talk to someone else and you remained?
Yes, sir.
And so let me do this, if we may, Your Honor, we have talked and we would like to show the interview that's already been admitted. It is the interview on scene that Mr. English conducted with Mr. Chow with this gentleman participating. It takes 3 minutes, Jim? Minute and a half, okay. Okay. Fire away. Is this the entire, or we started late in it? I can't remember. All right. So if you'll watch this. Yes, involved.
I can tell you what happened. He shoplifted in my store. I said, you follow him out? I followed. On the way down here, we tell him to drop at the store. I think it's a drink something. I think he went over here. He checked the dishes around there. He stopped to get up. By the time he got up, my son got up, dropped it away. And then right about when he went up here, my son saw a gun. What's that? He's got a gun. So I threw my weapon. I told him to drop it. He continued to run with the gun. And my son, he's calm. I was behind him with the club in my face. So I fired one shot. If we find 45 small. Okay. I fired one shot. So that's your gun? It's my gun. It's my concealed weapon. Okay. When did you fire a shot? Huh? My son saw. I didn't see it initially. My son. So when
So you recall much of that?
Yes, sir.
And that's accurately portrays what occurred?
Yes, sir.
And where were you in that video, just for the jury's benefit? Was that you on the right side of the screen?
Yeah. Deputy English was.
Investigators quickly secured the area, expanded the crime scene perimeter, and protected evidence that could have been lost or disturbed.
That's the angle view. I was standing beside him on the right.
And during that period of time, when you walked up to participate in the interview, your body camera was activated and rolled.
Yes, sir.
And so, Your Honor, the second video, well, let's go ahead and offer that. Is our extract and evidence, or does it need to satisfy?
It's already in the state's force.
That's what I was thinking. All right.
Or it's for ID. So it's up here.
Your Honor, I would offer then, it's been authenticated twice.
Any objection? No. All right. Investigator Carter's body cam footage will be admitted as defendant's floor without objection.
Your Honor, I am told the video we just watched was already in as a state's exhibit. Is that
That's correct.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood. What we now, like, you have seen your body camera footage outside of the courtroom this morning, or today.
Yes, sir.
And so you authenticated it to me, and I discussed with the solicitor's office that this is his body camera footage. And is it correct, investigator, that your body camera footage does not include a little bit of what we just saw, but it picks up in the middle of it and continues until the end of your interview with, or your interview of
Yes.
Mr. Chow?
Yes, sir.
All right, just so nobody's confused about what we're watching. So is it correct that what we're watching are two overlapping videos, two body camera videos, one of English, yours is the second one, of one continuous process of discussion with Mr. Chow. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
But English departed at some point, and that's when you step up. So let's see that, Your Honor.
Let me, just before, we didn't talk about this, Sean. I'm just noting this is almost a 4-minute video. Are we playing the entire 4 minutes? No, that was not my understanding.
No, I think we're playing only, I don't know how long it goes, but we're playing only so much of the this body cam footage that is his interview of Mr. Chow. And I think that goes 4 minutes.
Molly, what will be admitted into evidence then? Is my question, Your Honor.
Well, Your Honor, we'll stop it and redact it, but I thought we had that. What? It's all his interview? Yes. Well, Your Honor, apparently this body camera footage of your interview with this gentleman is 4 minutes.
I'll stand ready as long as they can pause it. I'm sorry, I hate it. Maybe just approach it really quickly. Sure.
All right, Investigator Carter, a little earlier we showed you out of the lobby the footage we're about to see, and it's only, all we're offering is your interview, your body camera footage of the balance of the interview with Mr. Chow. That's what you watched outside, correct?
Yes, sir.
If we can begin.
One key piece of evidence was a black bag reportedly thrown into a drainage culvert near the roadway shortly after the incident.
It's my gun. It's my concealed weapon. Okay. Well, he's not when you got a shot. My son saw. I didn't see it initially. My son alerted me that he had a gun. So when I loaded his hand, he actually had a handgun in his hand. So as my son was trying to be worse when he had to target, and he didn't talk to us. Let's back up. So why did y'all try to do? He's shot me downstairs. My son chased after him, and I followed him. So we went all the way downstairs here. Right about, and he shot after him, he fell down. My son got after him. And then when he get up, he's not running. My son saw him. He told me, yeah, he has a gun. Yeah, I stopped him. I heard it. I didn't feel it.
Mr. Carter. Now that's can you, gosh, I don't know that it's necessary, but it might be helpful. Do you mind stepping down for 1 second? I'll hand you a little pointer we've been using. The area that we were talking about at the beginning of your testimony, that this culvert where the backpack was found. Case Exhibit 1, can you point to that area where the culvert begins?
That's in this right here. Area.
And so, as you testified before, the bag itself would have been, there's a hill there that would have been down the hill some distance.
Right, it's slanted over here.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Have a seat. You can just put that up there. I don't think you need to be strapped in. You're comfortable up there without that seat belt there. All right, let's resume.
The deputy picked up the gun down the street, actually was brought by where he was.
What gun? What is your gun look like?
Mine is a Glock, I'll be here. If you want to have it, I can.
You got it on me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to need that.
You want to get it? I can get this. You want to get it? So,
I'm just going to get lost suspects.
my fingerprints on that because I actually moved it away from him. I talked over him.
And what caliber was that?
It's a 45. It's not a 45 case. Okay, I'm shot. What we do? Okay. Show me the picture. My son, get up to you. I'm telling you the same story. Yes. We went down the street. On the way, I became the cop. I didn't even go back. And he should focus somewhere around, I guess it's direct pictures over there. There was something else. He got a gun. So when I watched, there was gun in his hand.
What did it do?
Not at me, I'm behind, it's my son. I mean, the gun is facing him. Did he survive? At least,
All right, Your Honor, this would be so, Your Honor, this has been properly authenticated. And is that your body camera footage?
Yes.
So it accurately reflects the conversation you had with Mr. Child at the time?
Yes, sir.
So, Your Honor, we would offer this as a defense exhibit.
It's in evidence as well.
The courtroom then watches body camera footage showing investigators interviewing witnesses at the scene.
Well, I think the first thing that you ruled in evidence was an excerpt of what is already in evidence as a state exhibit. This is a defense exhibit. This was not an evidence.
This is the defendant's exhibit 4, which is already admitted.
Okay. I missed that. All right.
I mean, you need to get up here and get it marked. Okay.
Okay, so it's been approved. All right, thank you. Now, subsequent to that interview with Mr. Child, did you have occasion to interview Andy Child?
Yes.
And that is also captured on your body camera?
Yes.
And between the time that you interviewed and spoke with Mr. Chow and the time that you interviewed Andy Chow, which interview occurred first in time?
The interview with Mr. Chow.
And do you know what period of time later, how much time between the two interviews?
I couldn't tell you specific.
Did you notice they're talking with each other, getting together?
I did not.
And Your Honor, so you had viewed outside a few moments ago your interview of Andy Chow.
Yes, sir.
And did the interview on your body camera footage, that was your body camera footage, yes?
Yes, sir.
And was it accurate, complete, as far as you can tell?
Yes, sir.
There you see that. And Your Honor, we intend to offer this. He's authenticated it. This is, I'm not sure where we are on defense exhibits 5. 7. That's why I went to law school. I'm not very good at numbers.
I am thoroughly confused.
Well, Your Honor, we want to approach it.
What number is this?
This is 7. This is 7. This is the interview you have reviewed outside, which is your interview with Andy Jeff, which is not no. Pre-publish that one, maybe out of order, but I would ask that this be admitted as his body camera footage authenticated by him, and I'll be allowed to have it marked, and I'll be allowed to now publish it. Exhibiting it.
Any objection, Mr. Scott?
Just because, what number is this one at?
That's where I'm confused.
Yes. Number.
I thought we were on 5.
That's what I
Someone
thought.
up there said 7.
How many?
No, just got pictures down there. We're on number 7.
Okay.
No objection, what you're about to show is number 4. Put in.
I do not believe so.
The victim's pursuit, the appearance of a firearm, commands to drop the weapon, and the eventual shooting are all described in recorded statements.
What was the one we just saw? With Grace.
This one is a body camera of Mr. Carter that was not able to be introduced without his presence.
I understand. I'm just trying to figure out the number.
I'm told that by this team that is not that
So then this one's on its label.
All right, the one with Andy Chow was marked as 4 for ID purposes during Mr. Andy Chow's testimony.
Well, let's see if 9 is it.
The video you're about to play is 7.
It's 7.
Okay.
I'm happy with 7, Your Honor.
All right, you'll be admitted as defendant 7 without objection.
Okay, John, without objection, number 7.
Okay, may we publish, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just want to go back through. Just go back through again. What happened? So I was at the register. I thought he had pocketed like a water or something. So we told him to take it out, and he just kept his hands in his pocket. So then after that, he started going out the door, and so we chased him. He threw his stuff out at that corner there, and he was running back down this way. And then I caught up to him once, and then he kept going. He tripped right here, and then that's when I caught up to him, and where my dad is right there. I caught up to him like right here, like standing right next to him. Or not like standing, I was like running next to him, and that's when he had like pulled out the gun. And then I yelled gun, and I like backed up, I like stopped. And I asked my dad, like, was he gonna stop, drop it or something? And then that's when my dad, he didn't just drop it. So my dad shot him. And then he dropped to the floor. And he was like, holding his back or something. And then he had dropped the gun, so my dad like pushed it to that second tree over there. And then he was still on the floor conscious. And then we called 911. And around that time, that's when like the people has come down like from that parking lot. And then the white woman, she was EMT, so she came to, and that's when we noticed he was unconscious. So then she did the like tourniquet and was doing CPR. And so then I left because I heard the sirens. So I went down to the parking lot, and then they had started parking like on the outside on Park Lane. So I was waving them to come down here. And then after everyone, most of the cars had come down here, I came back. And then you guys had already started putting up the tape. So then, I mean, I just didn't hear it this time. Yeah.
Okay.
More formal statement of what happened. You check with the sergeant and then.
All right. And so, other than you, when you left the scene that evening, you had no further involvement in this investigation. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anything on cross-examination?
No, sir.
All right, sir. You can step down. Thank you for being here.
As the testimony concludes, jurors are left to determine how these witness accounts, body camera videos, and physical evidence fit together in the larger story of the case.